To give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kakodash. Double honor, sir. Our teachers, a citation to the men and brethren who is working sincerity and through this Gms Trinidad camp, right? Here to feed the elect. Another week we out to prophesy the downfall of this place, which is should be evident to those who are watching. The scripture says to watch and pray, right? It should be evident to those who are watching, because what? It's all over the alternative media that between, well, it would have been today, what today is, the 3rd or the 4th? The 3rd, right? The 3rd of April, right? The US dollar is about to hit rock bottom, right? Now, for us here in Trinidad, what these people are ignorant is that the central bank is responsible for regulating Trinidad currency or Trinidad dollar against the US dollar, which the US dollar, the Federal Reserve note, is the world reserve money, right? It's changed over the past week into this, weekend into this week, right? You have Russia, China, South Africa, Iran, Brazil, the BRICS nation, right? With some other additional nations looking to join on to the BRICS, right? Have agreed to trade with a new reserve or backup money, right? Which they all agree on, right? This is outside of the realm of the US dollar. With that being said, right, it's only calamity to come next, because I always remember years ago the apostle said something, was profound. He said, you can mess with a man, you can't mess with a man's woman, and you can't mess with a man's money. That's thing for war. You understand? So now they're messing with Esau's money. So what's going to happen? War. What's going to fulfill the prophecies in Daniel, the prophecies in Revelation, right? The prophecies in Joel, the prophecies in Ezra, right? Which is the 3rd World War, right? The end of this place. Right? So I don't know if anybody want to bring it out. The 2nd war is past and the 3rd war coming quickly.
Okay. Book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 14. It says the 2nd war is past and the 3rd war, and behold, the 3rd war coming quickly.
Right, now the word war means destruction. Right, we had World War I, we had World War II, now we are approaching World War III. Right, despite, you know, because Jacob is kind of way that they like to play, that they close their eye, they're not ostrich mode, bury your head in the sand. And
want to get negative.
Yeah, can.
Yeah.
Yeah. But guess what? It coming. The ship, they say coming quickly. But
Right?
yeah.
It says verse 15, and the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever.
Yeah, so this war must come to pass for the kingdom of heaven to be ushered in. Right? The war is the transition. So we, the prophets of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, we herald it. While the prophets are and the disciples and the acolytes and the Catholics celebrate Palm Sunday, not knowing what the ass they're doing. Right? Looking forward to Easter, which is worshipping of Ishtar, and Astarte, the fertility god, you know, the god of the spring, right? Right, going back into idolatry, right? The true prophets of the God of the Bible, the Israelite power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai outside here prophesying the downfall. The scripture say, Jeremiah 28 and 8, Baba Kosha, Jeremiah 28 and 8. Go ahead.
2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 28, it says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that was sown with good.
And that's something, you know, the Lord, you know, the scripture said these things are all allegory. So the Lord using the metaphor of farming, right? You have an old land or a land that has been you know, not tilled, and you're gonna put on new crop. What you have to do, you have to turn it over. You have to aerate it, you know, you have to dig it up.
Hey, like as I said, like this, like we see a destruction coming. Scriptures talk about it like last week. Last week I got a dream that that it had a famine. It already had the farm was already in the land. It had a famine with no water. Well, food was limited and water was limited. And what I was doing, I was actually taking the food that we gathered together and was gonna stash it in a far place. So that when we needed we could go and get it. But while I'm going, it's other people, they're looking for food and water, but they're thinking that famine is gonna be for a short while. I keep telling them, I said no, that thing gonna be for a short while. They're gonna continue for long. But you know, they ain't believe it. They're thinking they're gonna happen for a short while. And that is what's gonna happen with our people here. They're gonna get caught off guard, thinking that they just for a short while, you know, everything gonna go back to how it was. But the scripture says the end of all things is at hand. And the end of all things is the end of all things with Esau. Alright, the scripture said the Lord is gonna bring in a new heaven and a new earth. Esau is the end of the world?
Yeah. 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3 it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah, because right now the thing that the seabed, the counteract seabed, see the back, alright, good. We went through how much years are locked down, so now we're good, but then boom, is now for the economic side of the pandemic. Alright, the economic side gonna start, and this is where a lot of the people who so-called thought that they could fight against the dragon by saying, nah, I'm taking the jab. You know, because the Bible said this and the Bible said that. Let me see how much of you could withhold not being able to eat for a few days or drink for a few days.
Tested, no, tested, no, really bit tested. Put to the test.
Ezekiel 22:14 says, can thine heart endure, or can thine hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with thee?
Yeah. David said it's time for thee to work. Alright? The Lord is working right now. He bringing, you know, the times that he spoke of with the ancient prophets, he bringing them to pass. And the scripture says, for Israel's sake is all this, because the Lord about to deliver his anointed. What did David say? David said, like, servant looking for the hand of his master, and he made at the hands of her mistress. So we, for thy mercies, are we waiting for the mercies of Yahweh Shemel Shem? We see it. We see the Lord bringing the prophecies to pass. We see in the end of all things at hand. And this we're waiting on. This we're out here pushing this word. Because we waited for the Lord to come as with healing in his wings to deliver the elect.
I have a couple for you. You finished?
This is Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 4. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, and their carcass shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth.
The scripture said in Jeremiah 9:26, I believe it says what? Teach your daughters wailing and lamentation. Alright? Teach your daughters wailing and lamentation. One thing a lot of you people can't do is go a day without eating. Matter of fact, forget a day. A few hours. A few hours.
The Jacob by the barber shop I asked, they say what? He say he can't deal with that, he will kill for food.
People in the minds of just as they say, as in the days of Noah, the people right now in the minds of redemption, they're not many business, they're not studying the prophecies that taking place. Are we so close They're waiting for Bush to come and see the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, they're now Epicurean spirit. They're now bread and circus spirit. And with the knowledge that the prophets have, we see, you know, like, you know, I think the apostle used to say his high priest Aria and high priest Jacob used to say he see it. He see it. We see that these people are being caught as what? The thief. They're going to be caught as a thief in the night. The Lord going to come upon them as a thief in the night.
Yeah, spiritual also, because this show that they wait to the redemption, but there's a wrong redemption all the way to it.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to.
We not only forgot the voice of the song of the alarm. They don't want to hear the alarm. As the scripture says, see until you see or see not, until the prophets prophesy not. So when the watchmen sung in the alarm, you know, like when you might be up late, you probably might play some hours on road, say reach home late, and then 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, you're found by a window making noise, you might put something behind it to your alarm go off, or you might you don't want to hear that, so you might say nah. And that is them because the people are asleep, you are asleep right now. The Lord passed slumber in spirit on you Israelites, so you don't want to be awakened. You understand? That's why the Lord said, many of them that sleep. You understand? Some gonna awake unto everlasting shame. You're gonna awake unto everlasting shame because you didn't want to give heed unto the warning.
Jeremiah 9:20. Yet hear the word of Yahweh, O ye women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, every one her neighbor lamentation.
Yeah, why would the scripture say teach your women? Because in the time of this hard time when it fall, the women go feel it the most.
Yeah, it's not no penny wise, it's not no place for you to get a dandy up and put on your witchcraft, your sorcery, put on your mask and come out to deceive and seduce men. Right? Because it says, for death is come up into our windows, and is entered into our palaces, to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets. Speak.
I think the scriptures say, he will make a man
more precious and fine gold.
No more precious. As a
hiding place and a covert from the storm.
You understand?
The Lord he gonna turn the tables right side up. He gonna give back power to the men. He gonna give back power to the men. Because what we see here is a topsy-turvy world, an upside down world where women ruling over men. Right? You have to subject yourself to a woman. It's when she feels to get a piece of the ass or a pussy. Right? When she feels to. Right? You could have a wife, and if she you know, you see it comes on me, but the scripture say art mimics reality, right? And that's what makes it funny. When they see that every time you go see the meme, not tonight, hun, you prepare, you cook, you might cook dinner and wash up the wares and all that shit, and she come in and she said, not tonight, hun, I had a long day, not tonight, hun, too tired, not tonight, hun, right? All that bullshit.
Because they don't have no competition.
Can't.
Back then when they had competition, like the husband had more than
one wife.
Hey, they want to do wherever.
Yeah, because they want to be number one. If you want to be my number one. Yeah, it can't. Yeah, but that's it. That's the spread. That's the spread. Yeah, I was going to mention the battle of the wives for Jacob. You understand? Because it was a competition. It was a competition. What it says, when Leah realized that she was hated, right? I think Leah realized that she was hated. She wasn't the preferred wife, and she did what she had to do. Right?
Because when you look up, as I said, when the scripture was talking about two wives of her husband, the word to describe was talking about her adversary. Because it was always battle, and they should have in ancient religion. I think it was Egypt or Kemet. It was the same thing. Like with the king, you see sometimes arguments used to get really heated between wives because it's always a competition for who will be the better wife. Because you're seeking out to please your husband. But now, as I say, you're going to turn things right side up because they're thinking, well, now they're getting help from the government. That is their husband, right? They're getting help from their husband, the government. So they will show their true husbands all kind of disrespect. But then in the day, I think it's in Habakkuk, it says, your crowned men are like the great locusts, all right, that lodgeth upon the heat of the day. You understand? But then when the sun come out, their place is not known where they are. And that is what's going to happen. The government, they're going to abandon you. They're going to abandon you. And you're going to have no aid in that time. All right? It says Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 21. And they shall pass through it, hardly be stead and hungry. And it shall come to pass that when they shall be hungry, they shall fret themselves and curse their kings and their God and look upwards. You're going to look up to the Most High. But when you're going to say, don't cry unto me.
That you have served. And that's the whole thing, you know, they're gonna call upon the Jesus, the Jehovah, the Yahweh, the Yahushua, the Ahaya and Yashaya, and he's not gonna answer because they were all idols. You understand? But the power that answers, the power that hears, yeah man, he's gonna answer in that day. He's gonna answer his elect. The scripture also say, how could you call upon him whom he did not believe?
Job 39 and 17 says, because the Most High had deprived of wisdom, neither had he imparted to her understanding. What time she lifted up herself on high, she scorned the horse and his rider. And that is to be man in the power. See, like these women, when they're exalted, what do they do? Look down on the man. Scorn the horse and the rider, the man in the power, the man who's supposed to be in charge. You understand? Because that is, and who get them that, who lifted them up on high, the so-called white man who put them up there, this feminist agenda.
And Jake also.
And Jake, because these men and them look like simple thing like these. Benny's and them who come down here. They're proud as hell now. And who make them proud as hell now? These men down here. Because them come down here and suffer, and so them is supposed to be so proud. But these men and them, the tossed behind them come out of the mouth like a cat, you know? And these die with these men. These gotta get stuck up. These men and them,
Hosea 2:7, and she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. Find them, then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now.
She right mind. Oh shit, I should have never left it. Let me see if I can go back and
Mama guy, that would say Isaiah 4. We own apparel, we own bread. Where you get it from? They say my servant shall eat, and only go be hungry. You don't have no food in there, like Mama guy again. Mama, that's my hard man, that's my hard man. I'm gonna get your name now.
Because these women are having very hard. Very hard, not slightly hard. You see, especially if there's a woman in the show. Really and truly, not a woman is this is for men. But that woman mentioned in the scriptures, one woman. So there's a sister in the, you're learning, you have a man. Obey that man to the best of your ability, especially if that man doing the right thing. Obey that man. Listen to him. Because the years coming. These women, one with the skimpy jeans on, the short skirts on, with the cleavage showing, and the long eyelashes, long umbrellas.
False woman.
With the weave on. Them women and them going and have it very, very, very hard. Very hard. Because the government that is feed that the hand that they're feeding, he's going to close his hand. He won't feed anything.
And if you forget to mention the stink coochie.
The stink belly. All of them are.
You women that are, I would say, so-called English, you're supposed to be teaching, according to the scriptures, you're supposed to be teaching your daughters wailing and lamentation.
Two precepts.
Teach them how to do things so a man who can serve a man, because at that day, that is what men go need.
3 precepts, a matter of fact. I just wanted to back up what I said that Leah being eaten, right? This is Genesis chapter 29 and verse 31. I will read into 32. It says, I said 30, sorry. And he went in also unto Rachel, and loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 700 years. And when the Lord saw Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Alright, so that was just to back up that statement. To back up what you were saying, you know, I'm on. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. Alright, so that was a big if they continue on. Many of the women of the prophets did not. Some did. Those that did, hey, Abraham said that the men of the elect, they will be delivered with the men. Alright? Because they had a great multitude that was delivered in Esdras. Right? And then to back up your last statement, Isaiah 32 and verse boom. I will start at verse 8. I will start at verse 7. Isaiah 32 and verse 7. The instrument also of the churl are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak it right. So some of them instruments is what? Planned Parenthood. Because as soon as I remember when my wife made a child, made my first son, right? They tell her, here is the scene. Due to the C-section, you shouldn't have a next child in a year or 2 or some period of time, and they should go on birth control and all these different type of things. Come on, son was breached, right? Well, BS. That's BS. That's just things to what? To keep the nation down, right? Yeah.
Especially like when you have 2 or 3 children.
Right. And what it does do, it does make you actually see your wife change now. She started get, because you go have baby fat, but then when they start to take the birth control, they see all the neck getting fat, the hand getting fat, the body is not, it's not something natural to the body. It's suppressing, it's changing your period too. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah, they don't see the period. So that's the instrument of the child. You understand? Which is a rude person or a vile person, right? It says also the different benefits that they give them. You know, you have the baby grant, we have it down here, right? You have the WIC section 8 across there in Babylon, right? That's the instruments of the child, right? It says the rise up, ye woman, sorry. But the liberal devised liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. Okay? It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Well, why are these? Because the government give you benefit. Hey, these women know more about the benefits than us. Right? Food stamps. I remember you remember that. Long time you just have food stamps down here. I remember you used to get your food stamps changed by Marriage Westside and ADM. Right? You get your food stamps. You might get your food stamps and your coupons and shit. And you go and you get your goods. You understand? I remember that. They have that shit out there in the States. Now a couple of years, some years back, I think it was 2008. I can't remember exactly, but not so far back as 2008, around 2018. Right? They had shut down the EBT program. Now the EBT program is where they put in money for your food on a food card or whatever. Right? And they go and they'll be able to buy goods. And I remember a bitch crying, brothers did a video on it. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Because she was juggling that food stamp money, that EBT card money to live. And she was going crazy. But that was all Esau doing the beta test. They was doing the testing. You understand? But that's what they're gonna do. You hear only talk about it because what today, as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, is that the US dollar and its decline, and they're supposed to go to what, a whole new digital platform, CBDCs, right? CBDCs. Now everything should be what monitored, or would be monitored if they go across to that CBDC. There's no below the counter exchange, right? All money, all cash is all payments going to be accounted for. Everything going to be debited and credited off a digital system. right? And that system is going to advance into what the MOTB, which is the C-HIP, right? Right. Going back, Isaiah 32 and verse 9, it says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." Right? "Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins." It says, "They shall love and for the fruitful vine." Right? So the teeth go back into about like breasts, right? You have breasts, you call them teats. And then what breast gives? A breast gives the baby nourishment. So this man, this devil, he was nourishing these women to rise up against him men, because you're proud you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fucking baby daddies. Right? You have bitches on fucking Instagram will start hip hop and boasting. I have baby daddies. I remember that once this bitch saying what? I love my baby daddy, the US government. I love my baby daddy, the US government. Because what? Once you have the different baby daddies, she get a check for, and the baby daddy not in the house, she get a check for all them kids. Right? She get a check for all them kids, and that's what Babylon is about. It's the deconstruction of the order Yahweh Hashem Yahushai set up, which is the Yahushai, Mashiach is the head of the man is the head of the woman, and Yahweh is the head of Yahushai.
So I was watching a video and they're showing statistics proving that a boy child that grows up with a single mother more prone to go in jail and be emotionally unstable. So there's a boy child that grows up with a single male more likely to grow up like proper outstanding citizen,
discipline
in the right order. So it shows that you need an active male present in the life of a child. He saw no do his study. He said he'll be wiser than Daniel. There's no secret hid from him. They do their psychology study, so they know how a child will grow up absentee of both parents or particular parent. They know.
It's Matthew 12 and 29. "Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house?"
Masculine men and put the women up on a pedestal. Turn around things. Make the men weak and make the women strong. Bind that strong man. So now he can come into that house. That's what the Rothschilds call, what's his name? When he made the he said the Rothschilds said, so what do you think women's liberation is about? Yeah, Aaron Rousseau. Yeah, Nick Rockefeller. He said, what do you think
women's
liberation is about? He say, well, the thing is a good thing. He said, well, then you have food. He said, well, that was about. He said, we created that. We created that for 2 reasons. For more money and to control the children at home. How are we going to control the children? Is without a parent home, the other one going to be working and the other put in his institution. Right? So now he's going to, from his institution now, he's teaching his curriculum, not yours. Right? He's teaching him his ways. So now he going to go up. Yeah, that's slave. Yeah, that's it. Right? And then he will be getting more money, more taxes that you pay from the woman and the men now. Not just the men who owes the breadwinner in the house that goes out to work. Nah, that's not enough. He has to get money from the woman also. So get two of them out of the house working and get the children in his institution. Simple. As I say, he's wiser than Daniel. He thought of these things beforehand. Yeah, what Aaron Rousseau said, when he saw the wickedness behind it, he said, wow, see, he can't take part in this. Yeah. Yo, he got rid of that right after the interview.
I was watching a video of a TikTok, right? Where they said you know they were getting rid of that. This either Mighty was they was filming a movie and I think they were trying to get some underwater footage now, and then coming across something looked like a donut, but it was like some crustacean on deep underwater. I think they were saying like 19,000 feet underwater, and they see something like a donut, but it was really like some crustaceans. And what happened? It had the hole in the middle. So when they went, something was strange. Like the hole in the middle was darker. When they went and they tried to submerge the submarine into the center, right? The submarine just bounced. Right, so it was like you see, it's like a
lake under the water.
A lake under the water. So it was like different density, whatever. And well, that was some secret or whatever. And they said they took some water from there, bring it up, and somebody had some cut or something like that, and they poured the water on the person's cut and it healed, right? And he was just like talking it now. So you know they disappear that. He helicopter crash. He got Kobe Bryant.
Under these secret societies, you can't speak.
Can't.
Things that you hear.
Yeah.
You get rid of your question.
Disappear. Is Job 14 and 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And there you are bound in the sea. That density going, he bounds, and he can't pass it, that he border.
True,
same thing in the heavens.
And also that bone where they go back to the kingdom, if you have got the Daniel statue, the Daniels. Because the head of gold, the Assyrian Babylonian Empire, they had their time, they had their bone, right? They had their bone, right? You have been numbered, many tekel you first them, you have been numbered, you have been found wanted, right? And within the same hour, right, the Persians came and take them down. Then they had what the chest of silver, right? The Medes and the Persians, right? They came in, they had their kingdom, and then they had a bone the end. When the leopard came, which was the Grecian, which was Alexander the Great, right? They had a bone. Then the Romans came, right? They had a bone. They have their bone because right now we living in there's a beast whose deadly wound was healed, right? And he came back. We living in that so-called how do they say it again? A second leg or revamp.
A reboot.
Yeah, a reboot. And a kind of hidden. It's a kind of hidden because they rule in secrecy, right? But true. But can't. Mystery of iniquity. And now they reveal, but that's a bomb. So that bomb that they can't pass. What they're trying to do? That's what the scriptures call them the accuser of thy brethren. You know, they're trying to get back the birthright. They're trying to get back the blessing, right? They're trying to pass and to rule from the ship. They said that in what taught is that the houses shall continue forever. So by lifting up the skirt on Israel and making them to go off, right? And then accusing them before the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they think that they're going to be able to extend their rulership. But that's a lie. Or the plan B probably is to run to Mars, right? To live on the moon. Elon Musk talking about what, dropping nukes on the moon and terraforming the moon and have a habitation.
You look up 2 men in June 14, and the first definition is to cut. You understand? It's to cut or maim. Right? So it's like Lord shorten the days. You understand? Say you can't go, shorten your time because you still have Matthew 24 for the next day.
The days will be shortened.
In I think it's Romans 10 or Romans 9:26. He said shorten the days in righteousness. Yeah, Lord shorten these days. I think it's Romans 9. He said shorten the days in righteousness. Yeah, can.
Romans chapter 9 verse 28 says, for he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness.
Yeah, he saw time short in righteousness. Understand the prophecy is still fulfilling, but he just compressed the days to bring the end, of Esau kingdom sooner upon him, and the salvation of Israel sooner upon him. And that is what the Lord do. That's what he's doing right now. He's bringing Esau's end upon him.
Says, because a short work will not make up for the short work is not about 50 years, 100 years. You might thinking about 2,322 and all that kind of things.
Neely Grass.
Yeah, Neely Grass.
Neely Grass have 2030 and 2050 predictions and all that.
So like, he's not no fucking JK, he's a tear.
Yeah, he's a tear.
He had to be a fucking tear.
Grass nice.
He's a tear.
He's a Jake, he's more wicked as Jake.
What?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, a black scientist. So-called black and so-called scientist. Well, he a scientist that you saw. Because you should just say science so falsely called. And what science means to know, so you're a scientist, so he know all these all lies. They train him well.
He's a chicken judge.
No, the knowledge of the Heavenly Father. But nobody would scientist mean. What scientist means to know, when it's ready to know the knowledge of the Lord and explore the things what the Lord made. And give him the glory.
And that's what the fear you have about
The makeup of a small thing like a fly, all them kind of things. Who you give him the glory to? You understand? The Heavenly Father.
But he saw him go do that. He saw go study it. Right? And make a replica like what they do with the birds. If the pattern, they have a bomber, a black bomber. I don't know if it's the B-52. No, the B-52 is the big one with the wings, with the normal wings. But they have a next one, a black one, right? It's a bird, it's like a hawk, kind of. They pattern it off, right? And then they will say that, hey, that better than. You understand? They make genetically modified mosquitoes. They make animatronic mosquitoes to spy and all that kind of shit. Yeah, somebody will never say what they say. They literally come out of their own mouth and say it. They were saying it. Lamar always used to bring it out that they used to say it in Rick and Morty, if there's a God, I am He. And then Yuval Harari, right? He have a Hebrew middle name. Yuval something Harari. He have a Hebrew middle name. I can't remember his Hebrew middle name, right? But he say that if they have no mystery God in the cloud. If there's a God, it's me, it's us. You understand? He said they make that proud. Yeah.
He God as well, he ain't lying.
He ain't lying. So they're scientists, yeah. They're scientists of this world at this time. But the Lord said what? So falsely called. Because what the Lord also said, the fashion of this world. Anybody can look up that word fashion. The fashion of this world faded away. Right? You see all these things that you're seeing here temporal. This the kingdom not gonna have these fucking pitch roads. The kingdom ain't gonna have no manicured trees painted at the roots. The kingdom not gonna have these things.
Then all their life beginning to fade away.
Can't.
Everything that they teach beginning to fade away because people have platforms like what? Like platforms such as TikTok that bringing out the truth.
Come. Baba Kosha.
It says the habitus as comprising everything in a person, which try to sense the figure bearing discourse, action, manner of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It says the habitus as comprising everything in a person, which strikes the senses, the figure, bearing discourse, actions, manner of life.
You see? So that's the fashion. Everything, every discourse, manner of life, everything gonna be destroyed. He so have a
The fashion of this life is do as you will.
it's a do as you will can. Hey, we have in Trinidad we have tongue and country. If you're building, you have to build certain you have to build certain meters from the fence and then certain meters from your neighbor. So that if your house catch on fire, their house can catch on fire. All these different things. You have the layout, you have the sewer plans, you have all these different things. Right? You have the electrical grid, you have the water mains, all that shit, all that is the fashion of who? Esau. Stuff they say the earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
The wicked, right?
You understand?
We have been given a time and time to rule. So right now, it's his time to rule.
Yeah, everything is so-called white man, being kosher, good.
See what?
Yeah. That one head. Right? That one head.
You can physically see and spiritually see that his word is coming to an end. You can see that.
Yeah, but from the time you're passing laws such as same,
Every end of every civilization,
that's what it is.
that's what is happening. It is become more prevalent. You know, in a big way, you start to see the home is breaking up, homosexuality, all right. The governments, they become more corrupt. You know what I mean?
A key factor is the depreciation of the money system in a society, in a kingdom. When that started depreciated, blow the kingdom for it.
Yeah, they start to pump more money into the military.
Yeah, food prices start to raise.
Food prices start to raise.
Everything going up. People, when the scripture say, when there shall be seen uproars of the people in the world.
That is when you start to see everything coming to an end.
Like when you start to see everything coming to an end.
All them things that start to happen.
Yeah, and that's what's going on right now. This world
The woman is getting bug out.
Hey.
We, as the brother said, men they start to see us as weak men. More and more. The women bug out there, the family structure break down. But if every end of our rulership, you see these things happening. So now, in this time, you see the same thing over again. There's nothing new. Right?
So then, if you're wise, it's not to bury your head in the sun as the city actually just do what you see in. That's not supposed to be a role. It's not supposed to be because you see in the sign. The finances in this system is getting weaker by the day.
I was going to say something because you say there are uproars of the people. One of the things that not showing on mainstream media. One second. Legalize killers, boy.
America could no longer go the way that they're going anymore. It's getting ready to fall.
Right, so like I was saying, one of the main things they're not showing on mainstream media. Right now there's heavy uproar of the people. Heavy protest in France. In France. Because why? Because of the minimum wage, changing the pension age and all that kind of thing, they're changing it. Right? And they are against it.
Yeah.
They are against it. And that's what? That is the Lord deconstructing the system because well and truly, according to the so-called democracy, is by the people for the people, right?
Yeah.
The people don't want it, but what they're doing, they're enforcing it on them. And what France is one of the NATO and EU nations, right? So the Lord mashing them up. This week you had Vladimir Putin becoming the head of the UN. He become the head of the UN, which is like madness. That's like all heresy, right? And on top of that, the BRICS seeing their way. Now they're not the majority. There's not the majority. The majority of the nations still underneath the what? The US, the US FRN, US Federal Reserve note, right? But it's going to cause a uproar because what this bitch losing money. right? So he already threatened Mexico, right? You know, they're bringing the false agenda, which is to go into Mexico and to fight the drug cartels. You have no, and there's the scripture saying the earth shall help the woman. No, Israel is our woman, right? And you have the nations now. There's a post, I think I shared with you. I shared it with your brothers, where they show you Iraq before and after US invasion. Yemen before and after US invasion. All the nations, and the real criminal, the real killer, because what they say, as the scripture says in Ezekiel, they say peace, peace. But there's no peace. There's no peace. I don't know if you know that precept. Not the one that talk about the preachers or the prophets, but they basically fighting wars in the name of peace. But there's no peace, right? There's actually just fuck shit up. When the US go in, they just fuck shit up. And who is US? The US represents a man, because America is not a nation. By you saying you're American, your nationality is not American. Your nationality is where your father is, right? An American America is a corporation. It's a corporation. So you being an American citizen, you're part of the corporation. There was another video that I shared with you all too, where they show that when America's in I think it was $63 trillion in debt. It could be more, it could be less. I can't remember. Don't quote my figure exact. But there's some $1 trillion in debt. And when they give it the figure, each adult American is indebted to.
Yeah.
And an unborn child has a debt on his spirit already. Yeah, I can. That's what America's about. And the scripture talk about that. That oppression, we oppress the tribes are oppressed there. Northern and Southern Kingdom, we oppressed there. Hey, guess what? We oppressed here. Right? Here's this place, Trinidad, is a province of America. Just like when you go back in Esther, Ahasuerus, right? Which was the Elamite or the Persian, right? In the Medo-Persian Empire, right? Ahasuerus was Xerxes. Yeah, now you don't bring it out. He was Xerxes, right? He was in charge of over what, 27 provinces? 127 provinces, meaning that they had 127 countries, nations, whatever it is, states underneath him. And that's what America has. America have so much embassies, and they ultimately underneath America. Go ahead, huh?
Hey, when you look at me with embassy, it means to be under the rule of.
Embassy. To be under the rule of.
Yeah. Unless they change it.
True.
I remember a couple of years back, I looked up and they were said to be under the rule of.
All countries get fed up on this. The prophecies coming together perfectly. All countries, they get fed up on America. And the bullying.
See, they change it up. They change it up. Now it's saying dependent. Literally one going around, but it wasn't saying that before. It was saying to be under the rule of.
Embassy. Shalom. Ya, Bashir Shabrak.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his.
No, woe unto him, because you can't be in debt. Eventually that debt is going to catch up onto you. You understand? You have grace. You have a grace period. But then the thing about Americans, they're proud. They tell you that American pride, Texas pride, gay pride, it's about pride. These fuckers owing China trillions of dollars and putting sanctions on China. Threatening China. China and Japan have a beef over some islands across close to the Philippines. And China say don't fly across this airspace. America has a big bad bull flying across the B-52 bombers.
They can find it. So they change it on online etymology. But this is what it originally meant. It's come from the Latin ambactus or servant. understand? So the chain, you can go a couple of years back and look it up on online etymology, and that is where it was saying to be basically to be under the rule of.
Can't.
So it says what to be served, ambactus or servant.
We had a military presence here. We went to the old Cold War radar station up in Carenage. We went, a couple of brothers out. Right, we know about Kamuto, Camp Kamuto up there. That was originally an American base, right? You have the pillars in Valencia. You have the pillars going up on the highway. Shalom. Right? You listen to this song, right? You have Smokey and Bunty in St. James. When you listen to this song from Mighty Sparrow, right? It was Gina and Diana, Rosita and Clementina. That was a song of the American soldiers here dealing with the Trinidad prostitutes. You understand? So we was underneath the American, we still underneath the American rule. If you remember when Trump was in power, and the US ambassador at the time, right? He had the whole thing with America and Venezuela, right? And Rowley had started to do the Dragon Field oil deal with Venezuela, and then the US was vexed, right? The ambassador had some choice words. It wasn't even all that offensive. He was just saying, like, you know, where's all let's stand? He was like a bully. It was like a bully scene. Where's all let's stand? Who let's stand and with? And then Rowley come out and say, well, they can't bully me. You understand? And then Trump didn't invite Rowley to his mansion out there in Florida or whatever. And then Rowley come and was like, oh, you expect the man to invite everybody? But that was a heavy move. Because what happened, Rowley at the time was he leader of CARICOM, and other CARICOM nations went. So that was a fuck up thing. You understand? When Trump got voted out, and it was the end of, and it was also the end of the US ambassador tenure, he came back to make peace, and he said, I hope your position change, or you have a change of mind on your stance concerning Venezuela. So it's a bully scene, you know? It's a bully scene. Because you're already underneath, or behind the scenes, you're already underneath America. Your central bank, all the talk, Rowley can come on the TV and talk about this and that and the other and how he fight it up against. No. The central bank, them Twin Towers in Port of Spain, they regulate Trinidad dollar, which nations, in order to have a currency, nations have to agree that your dollar is worth something. You understand? They have to agree. Right? Where's our GDP? We don't produce oil anymore. We don't produce oil on that level anymore. They sold petrochem, blah, blah, blah. You understand? We don't have the sugarcane factory anymore. They don't have the coconut brewers anymore. They don't have cocoa and things anymore. Where's really our GDP? You understand? So, hey, these people out here, they're going to get a rude awakening. They're going to just wake up in the morning and hey, they're going to be chaos. They're going to have a lot of hungry mouths to feed. You know them reggae song, White Squall on your mouth. You understand? What you going to do? That's when the chaos going to start. That's when the perplexity going to start. Because even though a man might say, but I'm not going to take no chip. I'm not going to do nothing here, no. Guess what? When hunger take you, right? When famine take you, right? Because guess what? These fuckers, they're not going to put on the lights. You know? If you don't have money to pay for the lights, they're not going to have lights. It takes money to run the power company. If you don't have the water, you see they're doing this whole thing. They get some $1 billion US loan from the IDB, International Development Bank, right? To restructure WASA. The contract of that loan is that you have to retrench workers. You have to. WASA is going to shut down. Water and Sewage Authority, they're going to shut it down and bring it back on the new water management company. That's the terms of the loan. They already gave out, they agree, and they already gave out $18 billion or $18 million of that money. So you know what's going to happen? Before 2023 done, you're going to see some changes. People are going to get fired. So when they do all this, when they spend that money, do infrastructure and all these things, you think they're going to give it that water for free? Because you name Trinidadian? There are some called squatters. If you're squatting on government land or somebody private property, they can evict you. You see that they do that the other day in Laukata. They come, they take the backhoes and they bulldoze the shit. These fuckers don't care. They don't care. This is an evil place. You live in here, you have to pay. If you really check it out, you have to pay land tax. You buy a place, you still have to pay land tax. You still have to pay water, electric, and then if you want the other amenities like cable and internet. You understand? You have to pay for all these things. Yeah? AC, yeah. Subject to payments. Hey, we earn hagai, we earn wages to put in a bag with holes. That's the present state. So when this time comes now, when they're gonna come life, and that's where Isaiah 30:1 and 31 comes in, and one going down, right? They want to return to the shadow of Egypt. So they're going to trust in that. They're going to trust in Pharaoh to return in the shadow of Egypt. Right? You see all these people up in the West who are accustomed to that nice, easy life, another hard life. Right? Guess what? They will willingly, you see them, all them quick to put back on that mask. As soon as they put a scare on the TV or in the papers, so much and so that you see them and they proud. You stand up next to me. You don't want no mask. You know? I went to the hospital this morning. We said just drop off something. I wanted to use the restroom. I asked the security. If you say the security fucking mask down on she chin, right? I said, excuse where the toilet is. If you see how quick she pull it up, you don't have no mask. You can't get to come inside. I said, alright, fuck you. And walk away. You understand? The program. So they're not gonna be able. They're not gonna easily let go of this place. They will want comfort. So guess what? They will want to go back to that ease.
They're gonna be like the Syrophoenician woman. You understand? The Syrophoenician woman, she keep coming at your house and say, hey, but the servant go eat these crumbs off of the master's table. They're gonna keep coming, they're gonna want to hold fast to master. You understand? To take whatever little they could get. You understand? Once they can eat. You understand? Once we can eat, as they said, we eat our own food. You understand? Once we could eat, we could.
The system. When them do the bags and then get cut off. The CD line boy and the see Jason and the see pressure on the face and they just open that they just get you some grant or open they get you somewhere I don't want.
Nice that they get pension. These fuckers are them wicked, they won't even make the pension payable online. But when they do, it's going to come in the form of a CBDC or which is going to come in the form of a chip. Because they still have to, you want to wheel your old 18 or however old your grandparents is, you want to wheel them, you want to walk them there to get a check. They had to go in.
So nobody can collect it for them.
No.
It's honorable to go in this place.
They say one to them that don't trust in Egypt.
I said 30.
The United States developed. So, the Congressional Budget Office of Management and Budget is 3 sections, and the U.S. debt plot current rates. So I'm going to the U.S. debt plot current rates, and the U.S. national debt 44 trillion. 302 billion, 536 million. Yeah, 537 million. Now it's 537.
That's going to buy the second.
You're going to buy the second. So you got to make a crop.
You gotta really wonder how can a country that princess own money data?
Check how much per person.
Citizen is $127,256 per person.
And last night we checked that and it was 94,000 per person last night. Today, which is the next night,
127,000.
You see that?
How that happening because when they print more, when they have more something, it devalue it. When they have less of something, it become precious and have more value. So printing more money does make it of less weight. You understand? That's the deception. That's the deception. Money, paper money is a deception. It's a lie. Real money is gold and silver, and that's what these nations want to trade. China and Russia was trading in ruble and gold, and yuan and gold, precious stones.
And every time the money from the central bank, the borrowing money from private entities, because those central banks are privately owned by elites. That is not no public bank. That Federal Reserve is a privately owned bank. So you borrow money from them, they print the money for you, they lend the money to the government has to pay them back. Like their money.
I think they went for Ghana. I think they went for Ghana. He was going to beg Africa, the United States,
United Kingdom of Africa, and they was using gold.
Yeah.
He was printing gold coins with his head on it, his face on it.
Yeah.
So anybody who run into Babylon, to pay more greener. As you are
That's a
citizen,
lie. That's a deception.
Yeah, as you are citizen, the life you were in there.
From birth.
From birth, as you born into being a citizen of America, you are
You literally, Jake leaving here, joining the army, writing the exams for citizenship. They literally sign up to be fucking there. Oh, I go into school, take, but hey, nobody should say they can't see how far off. They can't see how far off because they don't have this knowledge, right? You actually sign up for debt. You sign up to be a slave. You literally queuing up to either go and die in a war that is not your war, right? Or to be or overall to be a slave.
But if you check this right, it is top America is a first world country. But if you look at all majority of the third world countries around the world, don't even have the amount of homeless people on the streets like America.
Can't. America stink. America stink right now. Certain states stink. 10 cities. Certain big states stink. The people bugged out. There are people on K2 and other drugs. They have a drug making them like zombies. They say fucking bed up. They so on it. And they knocking like in fucking
I think K2,
K2, yeah, but they have a next drug. They have a new drug. Have a new drug fucking them up. Jet. Pray they don't come to Trinidad. The drug have them, they knocking, you know, like what they're doing in we call it a fucking show by World War Z.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Oh, that's a drug out.
Yeah.
Everybody's zombies.
Like zombie thing, yeah.
Right.
Big and bright. I can't bust it like you, but I think it was on the camera. Because the camera in frame.
Check the minute. Go back for that.
Yeah, let me say 102, 40.
There's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against thee, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his?
God.
How long? And to him that alieneth himself with tickling.
Guys, that debt. Brother, let's read out the debt. 127,000 per person. And as an adult, they don't have the child. What? You understand? As an adult person, 127,000. You know? People don't even make $127,000 a year.
How long they will keep printing money to support that?
They can't.
That kind of society.
They can't.
That's company.
Because what? The trade between nations now getting limited. Now, here the strategic move with the BRICS. Plenty of the natural resources. To make modern day technology comes from South Africa, from Africa. And you have the African nation. South Africa make up the initial BRICS. But you have the other Africa. You have Kenya, you have Uganda, you have Ghana, and all down. The Ghanaian president turned to, what's her name? Is the vice president? Kamala Harris. On a podium, turn them on the podium. He said, oh, they have an obsession with Russia. No, with China. But we don't have an obsession. He said, we cool with them. But China fucking them up the same way. Because the Chinese paying them next to nothing. You know, chinky eye Chinese, more them cheap. So I was watching some documentary. Oh shit. Right? They good? Right. I was watching some documentary where they had the children like you're my age and younger. As soon as they're like about 6 years old, you work in the mines, bare feet. You understand? They have to work. The children don't have a childhood. They don't have no childhood. Bare feet and in the mines, and they had a heavy coltan and cobalt they bring in. And coltan and cobalt is responsible for all this modern day technology, smartphones, television, tablets, all them screens and devices and things is that, right? The Chinese pay them next to nothing for that money. So they have a part into what? The oppression that the nation's going through too. Now the scripture call them proud. Esau is the most proud, but Moab is proud. Moab think he have next. Moab really think he have next, but the most I have here and only that trick back.
Moab do have enterprise coming up here on the prophecy. I don't know wait to see wash pots.
Huh.
Ilab is the wash pot.
Moab.
Moab is the wash pot.
This is Jeremiah 48 and verse 20. Moab is confounded, for it is broken, right? Broken down, howl and cry, tell ye in Arnon that Moab is spoiled, and judgment is come upon the plain of the country of Holman, upon Jahazah, and upon Mespaat. Right, jumping on to 25. The horn of Moab is cut off. Right, because horn go back into power. The horn of Moab is cut off, and his arm is broken, say the Lord. Make ye him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord. Moab also shall what? Wallow in his vomit, and he also shall be in derision. Right, so Moab, he gonna what? He gonna fall as well. He don't have next. You know, all that pride, couple of years back, they was coming down to the Caribbean. They spent we had the second most money that they spent. I think it was 2 billion they spent in Trinidad on loans. I can't remember how much in Jamaica. Jamaica was the most, and they had some other islands, right? Moab come, and they were setting up ports. That's why they had the name Charlotte Street, Chinatown, right? Moab do plenty work in Trinidad, but offer the loans. They had different things with the contracts. They build a new wastewater plant in Malabar. They build one in San Fernando. They build the highway overpass, right? They were the contractors to build the highway. Shanghai build the highway overpass in by Mount Hope. They build Napa. They build Sapa. They build Arima Hospital, right? They did all these different things, and they were I think they probably did schools too. What they do?
I don't think they do the one by Mount Opens. I don't think it's
no. Yes, it's Moab do it. What happened is that it was European or German built. The parts was built in Europe and Germany, but Moab was the contractors that put it together, right? The engineers, right? It was Shanghai, and they had some other shit. They had some other shit. Somewhere I went the other day. Somewhere I went, Piaco Airport. They're going to do some shit in Piaco Airport as well, right? So they give them Charlotte Street. They give them Charlotte Street, right? But Moab won't fail. Read it over again. This Jeremiah 49. Jeremiah 29 and 45. Sorry, Jeremiah 48 and 25. The horn of Moab is cut off. His arm is broken, say the Lord. Make him drunken, for he magnified himself against the Lord. Moab also shall wallow in his vomit. He also shall be in derision, for was not Israel a derision unto thee? Was he found among thieves? For since thou spakest of him, thou skippest for joy. You know? So hey, when you go into them groceries and you see Moab laughing at yeah, and they're talking in their fucking yin yang language, they're fucking we up. You understand? It says, thou spakest of him, thou skippest for joy. O ye that dwell in Moab, leave the cities and dwell in the rock, and be like the dove that maketh her nest in the sides of the holes of the mouth, in the sides of the hole's mouth. We have heard of the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and his haughtiness of his heart, I know his wrath, say the Lord, but it shall not be so. His lies shall not so effect it. Therefore will I howl for Moab, and I will cry out for all Moab. Mine heart shall mourn for the men of Heresh.
I want to say, Amos 2 and verse 1, it says, Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Moab, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he burned the bones of the king of Edom into lime. But I will send a fire upon Moab, and it shall devour the palaces of Kariat, and Moab shall die with tumult, with shouting, and with the song of the trumpet.
Moab also put up with violence. If you come to make some violence.
They don't have necks. They don't have necks. No matter how they huff and they puff, they don't have necks. Russia don't have necks. BRICS don't have necks.
The scriptures in Daniel
Hey, that's his spirit. That's his spirit. Go ahead and speak.
Daniel 7, so like Daniel 7 and 18. The saints shall take the kingdom of
That's his spirit. Daniel chapter 7 verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. That's eternity.
And them saints is not them Catholic and them Saint Matthew Saint Paul and all them.
Saint Faggots.
Yeah, all them crap.
Yeah, that is Saint Faggots.
Saint Homo.
Saints with the children of Israel. You get them Psalm 148 and 14. Yeah.
Yeah. She was a demon, you know. Yeah. When you check out the history on her, she was a fucking demon. I can't remember the history proper, right, to tell you exactly what she was doing, but she was just like how there was. Anyway, I'll hold it and I'll bring it out later. I don't go back over that history. But she was a fucking demon. She was no saint. She was doing Israel's wickedness. The true Israelites.
Yes, the saints. Scripture, I'll read that scripture in Psalms. I'll read that one from Psalm 148. And verse 30, let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalted the horn of his people in the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel. A people near to him praise the Lord. That is some good praising. You understand? The saints is the nation of Israel. So that's a God, my saints, to get out unto me, those that make sacrifice. A covenant by sacrifice. So what?
Book of Colossians chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, giving thanks unto the Father, which had made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. But what are saints? They are saints of thy light. They are saints of thy darkness. So as of now, the Lord is going to only have mercy on the saints in light. As the elect. Alright, the ones who wake up to the truth, the ones of Israel who wake up to the truth.
Daniel says,
saints will not to be holy. Scripture said that people shall be all holy. So it's Israel talking about.
Daniel says, many shall arise to everlasting.
Shame and contempt, some shall be unto everlasting glory.
Right, so some of them that in shame and contempt will be in the
majority of our people love Esau and wickedness. They worship this man's image and they bow down and accept it fully. So the Lord and I know going to have no mercy on them in the time of destruction. In the time of destruction, they're going to get caught up with the so-called white people. But the ones who turn from this world and follow the Lord sincerely and truly until the time Yahweh shall come, or until the time they depart from this earth. Right? Because we have to do this work until. This is for the rest of your life.
Jeremiah 9:25, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Shemel Shai, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the uttermost corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart.
I want to back up where they say I'm on.
So as you rightly say, Israel going to get caught up in that judgment.
I want to where they say to
That's what we want to finish it on. Isaiah 1:28. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together. And they that forsake Yahweh shall be consumed.
Ooh, shall be consumed. This is Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, as the heathen, the nations, starting with Esau and Edom, Ishmael, Ham, Moab, Ammon. All of them know who we are. All of them confederate against us, according to Psalm 83. Right? It says, and I will save her that halted. Because you talk about that. Talk about that just now. Right? Halted from what? From being wicked. You know, we was into different philosophies. Christianity, Islam, Catholicism, whatever it was, whatever, even if it was a damn Mason, right, and it came into serving Yahweh Shemel Shai, you halted, right? It says, and gather her that was driven out. And who was driven out? Who was driven out in the land, 70 AD, right? Israel, yeah, the scripture say, in the place where you were called not my people, you shall be called the sons of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right now we call what? They call the citizens of this place Trinidadians. Trinidad was Trinidad represents the Trinity, right? Our Columbus say, right, 3 holy mountains that he see from a distance coming on, but that's bullshit, right? Before that, the natives used to call here what? La Irie, land of the hummingbird, right? Hummingbirds in our sex, three mountains in our sex to produce any one of us here, anybody on the island, right? Our progenitor was our fathers who came here via slavery or fleeing some form of persecution, because what? The 10 tribes fled what? Persecution and then Shalman as the 5th. You understand?
The children of this generation are wiser than the children of light. Because them know who they are. And children of Israel don't know who they are. Like scripture said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. They don't know. But when they go know?
But what the scripture say? Because they what? They reject knowledge. The prophets bring in knowledge, but they reject that. Nah. You know, through the spirit and real demons act up when I see that message. Hey, we in sour tonight. But then when I continue to rebuke, one of the spirits said, one of the spirit of the Lord said to me, hey, probably that is just not to have to deal with unnecessary argument with Shepherd and them tonight. Because them will just come up and it will just be a back and forth and no edification will come out and they will just anger. They will just turn into emotional type of thing. You'll get angry because they're not on Lord, they're not on Lord. They're just on their intention is like they're touting offer this platform like a kind of sand nigga kind of shit, because they keep on asking for the camera. Where the camera? Where the camera? They want the camera one more. They're afraid we take all the order and so on. Nah, we know this thing is not even all. We here because we fear Yahweh Shemel Shai. We working for us all 1 pence, right? This thing is not about us. This is about because what? The spirit going forth and calling the elect, right?
Romans 14:1. Him that is weak in faith receive ye, but not to doubtful disputations.
Right, and that doubtful disputations is what they do. Literally, if you stand up, the spirit is beyond me to just hush my mouth and watch and listen. Them men in the spirit of vocab alone to come and say, so what if you wrong? So what if I right? That come like that song that this former reggae artist sing. Wrong timing. Blazer that. Right? He say if what if judgment they come and God is a rasta, not a bald head. You remember that part of the song? Yeah. It's like what if your God ain't come and my God come. Or if my God ain't come and your God come. Yo, the scripture said let the filthy remain filthy, let the just remain just. Let me get Revelation chapter 22, right, and verse 11. Come on. Revelation 2. Come on. This is Revelation 22 and 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. You see, because the scripture says, if a man won't receive you in that city, does he soul of your feet and keep on moving? You know? We don't come every day. So what is all? Let's come out. What time let's come out? Make sure the camera. No, we not all that shit. We not no clown shit. We out here to edify the elect. Prophesy the downfall. If they hear or if they forbear, let the Most High be true and every man a liar. You understand? Just follow the words of the scriptures, but they're not about that. We persuade men. I'm not riding off on nobody platform. We're not out here jumping in the Catholics. The Catholics had the day Sunday. We wasn't outside in front of the velodrome blasting them out. We don't have to ride off of their platform. Right? We don't have to go on the radio and do all these things. The scripture say the spirit is what drawing in. The spirit is what drawing in. You know? I hear.
The scripture say my spirit has got that.
Come on.
Remember that piece of it? It's second is just 8 and verse 55 it says, and therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they have taken liberty, they despise the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous, and said in their hearts that there is no God, yea, and that knowing they must die.
Now, when you go into the word spirit, yes, you're going to find the Greek word pneuma, right? There's a precept saying that the spirit is like the wind. You can't control the spirit, you can't contain the spirit. The spirit comes and it goes. The spirit changes. We started off on one topic and we go through, right? We started off on the CBDC, on the money. We went into woman and we're here now, right? That's the spirit. But when you also look at synonym for the word spirit is vibration. When you check the vibration of Israel, is the vibration of the brother that's red. No, this is the time of grace. Hey, Jake, at some point in time had a Christian background unless you grew up Islam, and Islam is offer catalyst of Christianity, right? When they do the history and the facts. That's why they have the prayer beads. The prayer beads go back to the Roman Catholic chaplet. The Roman Catholics chaplet, right? It's prayer beads too, right? And there are other similarities because it was all what? Going back to that Khadijah, which was a nun that read to Muhammad, right? When Muhammad was an illiterate, right? So he made up his phantom religion, called himself the last prophet, off of Catholicism. You understand? But Jake, because we are the witnesses, we have a sense of spirituality within us, right? And the spirituality or that vibration, right, is wanted to be righteous, even if you're wicked. I know gunmen, I know murderers that will still fucking come and say the prayers in the morning. They will say the prayers, if Jah, bless Jah. You understand? You know, Jah forgive me for this and that and the other. You understand? They might try to live a repentant life, but they're still calling upon the wrong power. They're still not keeping his ways. You understand? Because what? When they go back to Ezekiel 8 and 11 and 12, they say because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. So they think that there's grace. There's a time where I can do as a free fall, do as thou will. Marcus I brought it out. Which is the vibration of the devil. Right? Because there's no consequence. But when the law had power, there was consequence. A man pick up sticks on the Sabbath, the Most High put him to death. And then what? The scripture talk about if a child unruly and wouldn't do this and wouldn't do that, bring him before the congregation and stone him to death. Therefore you drive out sin from Israel. If your daughter is a harlot, stone her to death. There shall be no sodomite or no whores amongst the daughters and sons of Israel. Put them to death. Therefore you will drive out sin from Israel. So you had terror. You had the terror being injected. You had long needles from the Heavenly Father was being injected through the Spirit.
It's like
son would kill my woman and his son.
When she,
Trying to poison him.
yeah, but that's what, because he was disobedient.
He was disobedient. And then these people on the radio, they were calling and say, oh, it could be that. I had son, and he came and scripture say, if he had blood and he rebellious, they bring him to the elders, and if he remain the same way,
You cast it for a stone and all that. You, his parents had to cast it for a stone. His father had to cast it for a stone.
when they commit,
Wait, so like here,
that's it.
but because we talking about vibration and spirit, right? What Jake does say, what mom's Jake family just say, I make you, I will take you out. That's the vibration of Jake. Jake does say that.
Even when the scripture say, if any man entices to worship an idol, whoever it is, you have to put them to that. It could be a very close relative, it could be a distant relative, it could be a friend. You understand? You have to put them to that. No matter who it is. That's why the Lord say, if any man come to me and hate not his mother or father, or sister, or wife, or brethren for my name's sake, you know worthy of me. Because you had to put them on the backbone and put the most time first.
Yeah, I was trying to say, like, I offend the plug it up. If you hand offend the plug it up, cast it up.
So I drink some bush and I have.
Because we're going to the father. Yeah, and then
But if you don't cold too.
I don't mean got something very close there. The eye and hand, like something close there. Some pressure.
Iron and important.
I'm important.
I'm not fit.
The apostle Paul said those things. Those things which would gain for me, I come to loss. How shall I say? So things that might seem important for us coming over the road is most I don't have time for that. You cannot say by that, Lord, I'm a bread and butter. And in the end, I am bread and butter now. I is your bread and butter.
Yeah, easy prosperity.
I'm going to see you love me. I'm going to see you. And that's the test. That's the test that we're going to face.
What love is?
Love is obedience.
I was going to say, love is an emotion that has been shown or proven through actions. So it's your actions, this action, prove your love. You can't just say love and then it stops right there. It's an action word. It is proven through action. So you love me, keep my commandments. You have to say, love me, feed my sheep, do the work. If you love me, prove it. And that is what's going to happen in that time. You're going to have to prove your love. That is what it's all about, proving your love.
Where someone saw when he proved the man from them worthy. You understand? But they kept the ways. 3:10 because there was kept the word of my patient. I also keep thee from the hour temptation that we're going to keep you up in that day, that trying that. It was Wisdom of Solomon 12. 24, for they went astray very far in the ways of error and held them for gods, which even among the beasts of their enemies were despised, being deceived as children of no understanding. Therefore unto them as to children without the use of reason thou didst send judgment to mock them. But they that would not be reformed by that correction, when he dallied with them, shall feel a judgment worthy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. For look, for what things they grudge when they were punished, that is, for them whom they thought to be gods, now being punished in them, when they saw it, they acknowledged him to be a true God, whom before they denied to know, and therefore came extreme damnation upon them.
When you look up the word keep, when you said because thou hast kept the word of my testimony, you would keep, go back to attend to carefully or to take care of. So it's like he's saying, because you have attended carefully to my word, I will take care of you in the hour of temptation. You show me love. I gonna show you love now. Let me show you I love you now. That's really love now.
Let's say you're not done right, just forget to leave our love. You quitting now, you quitting work now.
A contract. A contract.
Yeah. Each man, you know, each yeah, right.
You work and you're getting reward.
Yeah. It takes faith to hope for that reward. Because the reward, as the brother just said, the time of trouble, they will be protected. Ultimately. The time of trouble, never weak. Let's work here for now. Right now. Because we're given insight that a time of trouble come and it's going to be very horrific on the face of the earth. So with that insight, the Lord say, well, here what? It's have an ultimatum for you. Either you do the work, or you don't go and do the work, preach, wake up my people. By doing that, you're showing the Lord love. When the time of trouble reached, that he was given the insight to see, the Lord say, I'll protect you. Once you endure, once you keep doing the work what I tell you to do, I'll show you how much I love you. Because you show me how much you love me.
Like that preacher Bobari, that he just remain just, that he unjust remain just. It's done. When this time done here, we'll be out here preaching. That really out here no more. The scripture say, we'll be a farmer of the word. We know out here no more. That is it. Gates of repentance closed. Is it?
And that is news.
Unjust remain just.
Finish.
Yeah, that the unjust remain just. They just remain just. Oh, where was at that time? It remained that way.
As I say that is news because right now legislation being passed in Canada for the farming of the wood. Canada only that the complaining is no longer a democracy, is a dictatorship. Trudeau passing them laws that they can't speak.
And they're going to trickle along down here, we're going to get locked up. Stop that, tell me that. They were locked up for 10 days, you know, be faithful unto death, you'll get a crown. You know, they're going to try, we're going to put we in jail, hey. Go speak this word. They want to be right here talking this,
Yeah, but they do that in the apostles' time, right? And hey, they scourged them. And they went right back out in the street, they locked them up and they went back right out in the street. I think the angel opened the gates, right? And they went right back out in the street and prophesied.
Then we're going to know who really believe. Because when Peter and them started getting licks, they rejoice.
Hey, you know who used to deal with them police ranger? I don't think he was in the time. Remember this tall dark man in London camp? He went off and he didn't want order now.
Right.
The next man was over him and he used to deal with them police ranger. He said, every time they come to him, he said, I don't care what you do to me. He said, you can put me in front of your courts. I've been there already. He's a reckless, all the police are there. You know what I mean?
The apostles and them rejoice when they get whipped for the Lord. When they tell them don't want to speak on your house shining. We want to hear all the talking and they beat them, scourge them and then let them go. They rejoice. And that way you're going to know who believe in them time. When they start locking up and start to whip you and start to put people to death for coming and preaching this word, they will know who really believe. Who coming out the next Monday? Who coming out the next Thursday?
But we can see that amongst the Israelite camps saying no, because when COVID had the COVID lockdowns, there's only one camp was outside.
Yeah.
The Christians was outside, the Jehovah's Witnesses. What the Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses no come out. Them no come out of hiding.
Even those are the circumcision, IYC, when them was hiding. There wasn't that wrong.
There wasn't that wrong. So all out, they blazing up. The other day there's running tongue every day. Where them know? Where them know? Go on IUIC page.
Because I was kept the word of my peace, I will also keep from the hour temptation. The Lord will not keep you in that. He will keep you.
So now they go back on the IHS.
Because of one of them really told me.
It was 3 years they was gone.
3 years. No works.
No, the flock was hungry. The flock was hungry for 3 years.
Yeah, he do works every day for a month. And yeah, God said yeah. God said yeah. Christ. Christ was shut down, yeah. The diligence. So where was really pandemic?
Showing love.
If they say in season and out of season, they're not breaking this thing. I taking a month break, I taking a year break. Or when COVID or any other whatever come up, I taking a break. Well, I'm married a wife now, so I just say I get a year off. It's crazy. There's no time out in this.
Time over. Good. If you come in this for the rest of your life, this for the rest of your life, let me have to put in your mind. Either the Lord take me out, me not pass away in this flesh. Or I see how shall I coming. But I don't care, I really go something.
Paul say, woe is me by preaching on the gospel.
Yeah. But usually camp, them have a kind of iffy, some fine feeling to read this week. Read next week, yes. The Lord don't care about that, the Lord don't want you to know when you are saying you're diligent. Because you're taking the talent and you're hiding it. You're hiding your talent in a napkin. To be honest, really and truly, for you not being out there, that is less deception. Yeah, for you deceiving the people.
Yeah, by their actions, the people, the many that are going to be converted in the last hour, they're going to know because by their actions, they know that who is true and who is false. By their actions, they're going to know who the Spirit of the Lord really feeding. Because there's a driving force behind Great Millstone to come out and do this work. There's a driving force.
Like Jeremiah, the driving force in it. Jeremiah, the 8th chapter, he say 20. See, he was forbidden speaking. He said, I'm going to see no more I've done. He said, I want to kill me, and God is sent me out because why? He was a young prophet. He said, God is sent me out here and I want to kill me, and I see my life. They want to destroy me, and it's you I talking now, so I done it. He said, but the word was so much in it, you could stop. He said, I have to talk about it. That is when you know men have the Spirit in them. You can't stop talking about the Lord. That don't mean everywhere you go, you're entering a taxi, you start to preach. And it's like a Christian. Yeah, I can't stop talking about the Lord. The Lord in me. You enter in a taxi, you have to preach. You enter in a building, you have to preach. You enter everywhere you go. That is a fucking lie. That is a pretense. If that is how them Christians are operate, yeah, the Lord, yeah, you pretending.
Okay, normally the Israelite, so Paul is like fella who say he learn over this one who come out the truth.
Yeah.
Kind of he doesn't care, man. He say that is how he does preach, right? Everybody see, tell them about God. Kind of we do that. Yeah, everywhere you go, like he works.
Alright, man.
Nah, he trying to say that he works now.
That he works, that is.
If I go to work, I talk about God. If I come out and queue up, I pass and I see somebody, I tell them about God. I don't know what works.
The scripture says that everything be done decently and in order. You set a day and you come out, you camp. You set up the altar, you camp and you preach. You have a time, you have a 2 hours, or 3 hours, you come out and you preach and answer questions, you go back and forth. You edify.
like Christians like to pretend that they go in church, but store the incense and go so much. The Christian, very hard to say, some people there, so start how to talk. Come to talk about all yesterday.
Yeah, but the thing is, with the Christians, anytime they put a wall in front of them, they always have to go. I'll go, I'll come back. Anytime, because when they come to talk, they prepared just to talk. And not for you to listen, and not for you to ask a question. They prepared to just what? To lead, yeah, to spew their shit. And you just swallow it, digest it, and say, yeah, boy, yeah. Yeah, boy. Right? But when we on the scene, when the prophets on the scene, they answer questions, you should just say, make it plain upon tables. Table is the bench where exchange should be exchanging the knowledge. So a person might come up and ask, what does this scripture mean? And they break it down, and the apostle went into that today. Because IUIC was writing off what? Knowing the Hebrew, knowing the Greek, knowing the different languages. Apostle had did a live today and he went into that. You must know some, I have a basic knowledge of some Hebrew, Greek and the Latin. Because that's how we get clarity. That's how we get clarity, that's how we're making it plain.
Why they would do that is because they will be getting questions about, but I see them saying Yahweh Shai. Next to calling the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, calling the name of the Lord Yahweh Nate. I hear them saying Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, why we still calling him Christ Nate? They were the Hebrew, not really relevant together. Like when Nate and them go and come up.
They're making this, what they're saying presently, they're making the Hebrew a doctrine. The Hebrew is a doctrine. Because at the end of the day, IUIC still reading out of the Apocrypha. Right? When they read out of the Apocrypha, what the prologue says. The prologue talk about translating and losing the force in a different language.
Hey, when the apostle Paul, say when he stand up and apostle Paul or apostle Peter, when they heard him speaking the Hebrew tongue, basically they gave more attention, more attention.
They asked.
I think that is with the Sadducees and the Pharisees.
Oh, them was Hebrews.
It was coming against him.
And them was coming against him.
Who's that?
They kept more silence.
Next time, 2 and 2, we found one.
They start 21.
1 and 1. That was
They say that uproar. Or we uproar, I don't know how we uproar was about now. But you can start with 22.
next time, 2 and 1. Says, men and brethren and fathers, hear ye my defense, which I make now unto you. When they heard that he spake in the Hebrew tongue to them, he kept the more silent, and he said,
And Paul knew Latin, Paul knew Greek, Paul knew the Hebrew. So when they hear him talking in Hebrew, they pay more attention to what I'm saying.
That's called speaking tongues.
And that's what it means.
so you have to know the Hebrew. But that's how we learn. We learn the apostles been teaching that from day one and from you. All that we hear from you. See apostles and Nathanael and them breaking strongholds.
No. As the scripture said in Matthew 23, I believe it's like 13, he says, "One to you scribes and Pharisees, when you shut up the kingdom of heaven."
And you have that goal?
Yeah, you don't go in that devil, that, you understand? So it's like you teaching people this whole truth, but then you ain't telling them the name of the Most High and the name of His Son. How are they gonna be saved? How are they gonna fall out?
Ghostbusters! I was going to tell you this somewhere. That Hebrew was part of the conviction. Because the name was in Hebrew. I remember hearing the name. The name was in Hebrew. And every other thing that was broken down in the Hebrew or the Latin or the Greek was part of the conviction. It was solidifying that this is the truth. It wasn't something that I just cast to the side. I can never cast it to the side. Through the Spirit, I pray that Yahweh Shai don't give me that reprobate mind. But right now I can't. The Hebrew is part of the doctrine. It is the doctrine.
Yeah,
because
I say that today.
Because this is the mystery that was hid from ages. You know? This is the history that was hid from ages. What does the word Jesus mean? Has no meaning. But what does the word Joshua mean? Savior. What does the word Yahweh mean? Yah, He, Hawashai, Savior. Washai, Savior. You understand?
I said going into the Greek and the Hebrew, that is part of the doctrine.
Yeah.
Maybe you get the understanding.
And the thing is, I didn't have to hear Apostle Taha say that to understand that, to know that, and to believe in that. Because I was edified when I heard it, and I believe. So the scripture say, let each man be persuaded in his own mind. I was already persuaded. You know, I didn't have to hear him say it. It's not as though, hey, because he said it's so. It's that it is the truth. You know? That's why these men just, you see IUIC doing play with the Last Supper for the Passover, for their Passover coming up. I shared it in the group today. Right? They had premiere video with them playing the Last Supper with Judas and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what them had. So basically, them on vocab Malone level right now. Them receding, them declining, them not coming up, them going back.
One thing they had right in it was when see I am here and the pitch back. You know that already happened.
But at the end of the day, there's gimmicks. I can't remember the Greek word that go into the word gimmick. There's a word that we don't go into gimmicks. The preaching, the word is the power. You don't have to go into gimmicks. You don't have to put on a play. You don't have to put on a show. You don't have to entertain. Apostle Tahar always say that. We're not here to entertain you. If you want to entertain, if you want entertainment, if you want a pastime, go somewhere else. And that what is me vexing when men like Shepherd and them come up, because it's entertainment. They must come on clown shit. You come up laughing and giggling like you know something, but you don't know fucking nothing. Because to have a intellectual concourse concerning the scriptures, you're not even considering what is being brought out. You're arguing points that have been argued for generations upon generations. But Colossians said the mystery that had been hid from ages has now been revealed. So if I'm bringing something that has been hid, but it has been there in plain sight, all you need to do is to go into the root, and the Spirit be working with you. Go into the root and search it out, as the men of Berea search the scriptures daily, and it was what more noble. And you search it out, and it's been put forth to you, right? You consider it, and even after that, you consider it. We understand that the scriptures say, let the tables be made a snare, right, and let the eyes be blind the eyes so that they see not, and the ears be fat and they hear not, right? So that they don't be converted. We understand that ultimately is the working of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, that these people don't get it. Go ahead.
In Jeremiah 6 and 13 it says, rep, I was at 29, the bellows are burned, the lead is consumed of the fire, the founder melted in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord had rejected them.
The Lord had rejected them. So it makes no sense. We go back and forth every time. I don't want to have a concourse with you, because it's going to just be a waste of time. You know, it's going to be a waste of time. Is a continuing back and forth every week you come. Is it back and forth on the same. Only never think, and I think, and I cut all there and this and know where cut us, how you cut us, with what you cut us. Your sword is dull and have one side. It's dull and have one side. See, they say the word of the Lord is quick and piercing asunder, tearing asunder. You understand? You have a couple more minutes before the battery dies.
Argument is unfruitful.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 1 and verses 29. It said, being full with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, as they say, if the believing wife in so-called IYC, she had a girl with husband, leave her husband, she will. And that is wickedness to the Lord. Do what up? That is not really the Father prescribed this people. Let's jump to verse 22. It says, who knowing the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that be able to commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the sin, but have pleasure in them that do that. That is revealing that. Because inside that day is a lot of fun, taking the Passover for a joke, and there's a summer feast. Mocking the Lord, so you want it to Brazil? To the mocking.
Isaiah 29 verse 6. When you see these things, earthquakes, thunders, uproars of the people, more than the Most High he began to visit the world which he had made. So they're mocking the Lord in the wrong fucking time. And the time when it's supposed to be, your mind's supposed to be right, you're mocking. He right there watching. The eyes of the Lord upon a sinful kingdom. He right there watching. So they get judged. And what? I'm sure they're still gonna cut. Hey, because if I remember correctly, Brazil was one of the places that first had transgender in this time. I remember you used to have them fucking Brazilian breast with prick thing. You understand? That was one of the nations that had that first. So all the thing man was going wild off of Brazil with the harlots across it. Because then was man, woman, transvestite shit. So the Lord had plenty judgment to do amongst Jake. And he here. But he gonna present himself and sit in judgment. They had the other day about a week ago, Gina Marie, Colville Hill. She brought out a chariot bigger than the earth. She brought it out, I'll share that with all you. A chariot bigger than the earth. You understand? But it was invisible. And then there's a YouTube video, but a man went into it a little bit more, where you were seeing like the cameraman, he was showing out like he was showing the sky, and then he's putting up a glass, and when he put up the glass, you see the chariot. Right, but a man went into it and he was showing more videos, because that's one video that I was seeing. But he's showing more videos where they're using that technology now, whatever glass it have, that you're making the invisible chariots visible.
Infrared?
Nah, but it wasn't infrared. You have one that talk about the heat seeking. It's not heat seeking, it's somewhat heat, ultraviolet lens. Right, ultraviolet does pick up heat, and then they was talking about a glass. He's talking about a glass. I think I saved it. If I do have it saved, I will share it with you.
Yeah, see that one?
The original one, when you see the black dot.
Yeah.
Right.
We do so in scene that when
We play so you see the chariot right there. But then he started to show more with multiple ones and all kind of thing. With the same glass and thing. You know? You can't. Alright, so with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kakodash, the blood of our apostles and others, great men, so and citation, and virgin in this work, in truth and in sincerity, because the four corners of the earth, planet earth, risking their life to do so. Shalom to the elect, Mawat Lababal, Abad Babal, GTA, and death to the two-thirds. Shalom.